Hello, my name is Danny Greaves, and in today's video, I'd like to talk to you about how can you stretch yourself to actually go for what you really want. Now, the reason this video is coming up today is because I had a really interesting chat with one of my clients yesterday. And as I was speaking to this client, she was in a period where things feel like they're stagnating a bit, things aren't really moving anywhere, and she was feeling quite frustrated and quite down that things weren't progressing the way that she'd like them to. And when we started to dig into it, so we started to look at what was she really skilled at, where did she have a level of competence that was quite high. And then we looked at what did she love doing. So what gave her energy, what gave her inspiration, what kept her engaged. And then we thought about what is it that people need and what is it that people are looking for. And actually, when we started to work through these different areas, she already had the answer inside. So deep, somewhere in the back of the mind, a little while ago, she had a thought, a desire, or a wish about where she would love to move to in the future. But because of fear of failure, fear of it not working out, fear of not making money, and all of these other different fears about judgments and what people would think, she pushed that idea to the back of her head and she kind of pretended that it wasn't there and tried to keep moving forwards with where she was at the moment, which was a little bit stagnant and just not very engaging. So after we found out what she would really like to do, and she actually did have the answer, and we were able to look at some of these fears that were getting in the way, the question that we really wanted to dig into and to really understand what was stopping her doing it. And when it came down to it, the thing that was right at the bottom, the thing that was causing all of these other fears to spread out, is that she didn't believe she could do it. So she knew of other people who were doing similar things and she thought they were better at X or they were better at Y. So she was comparing herself to all of these different people and putting herself lower than, so minimizing herself relative to all of them. And as a result of that, she got to the decision where I just can't do it. That was then put away in a safe somewhere in her mind, and she tried her best not to think about it. But the interesting thing was her body and her physiology was still giving her reminders, and it was giving her feedback that she was not on the track that she wanted to be on. So the first step to this was actually coming up with a little bit of a plan, so getting a practical plan in place about how she could start to move towards it. So we didn't necessarily map out the whole thing, because at this moment in time that would have been a bit too overwhelming. But what we did do is gave her some concrete steps where she could start to move forwards. And a lot of the time, the project or the thing that we would love to do is so big, or it feels so big, that we get paralyzed and we don't actually get started. We don't even move anywhere. So just by connecting to what the end goal is and a few steps you can start to take to get moving, then as we start to overcome some more problems and some obstacles, we can start to face what comes next and get even more progress. So if there is a goal that you would really love to work towards, but maybe you're pretending it's not important, or that you're thinking, oh, I'll do it next year, and you've been doing that for 5 years in a row, and if you'd like to actually make a change, to feel and develop that courage to do something different, then I'd love you to send me a message today and let's see if we can create that plan for you to at least get you moving forwards. And from there, we'll see what kind of momentum you can build. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.